It makes them newsworthy. So you either then ignore what people are talking about and debating and having all the silly stuff about the fake pump and so on, or you embrace it and we do a debate and it's always the same stuff, right? You two are never...
It is uncomfortable. I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a meter.
They say they hate journalists. Harry hates journalists. But to pay PR who say what you want and who, shape social perception in your favor while also disparaging.
Once again, South Park has done what no royal press statement or PR team dares to: brutally expose the absurdity behind Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's carefully curated public image. What started as a simple pregnancy video turned into a full-blown media circus, and Trey Parker and Matt Stone wasted no time in turning it into satire gold. With their signature blend of crude humor and razor-sharp commentary, they didn't just make fun, they made a point. This wasn't just about a viral video. This was about the entire machinery behind celebrity branding, faux vulnerability, and weaponized empowerment. From smoothie-sipping Harry to the unhinged Cartman Kennedy directing chaos, South Park's new DEI special landed like a cultural grenade. And Meghan? She didn't take it lightly. Lawyers, threats, damage control. But satire doesn't care. This episode didn't just get laughs. It shifted narratives. Let's dive into the 10 ways South Park just dismantled the Meghan and Harry media machine.
This particular episode was quite scathing in the grains of truth that it held. I'm not sure how the Sussexes are taking it. Obviously, it is a cartoon, but there's so many moments of truth in that episode that makes it so funny.
And then they put out pictures of Lilibet, but it doesn't. You see her half covered. Right. But all you see is Meghan. So it's all about Meghan again.
South Park has never pulled punches, but this latest episode aimed straight for Meghan Markle and hit harder than anyone expected. The show zeroed in on the couple's infamous contradiction: demanding privacy while relentlessly staying in the spotlight. This time, it used Meghan's recent pregnancy video as ammunition. From staged hospital dancing to exaggerated emotional displays, South Park mocked how Meghan continues to present intimate moments as brand content. Fans instantly recognized the couple's infamous worldwide privacy tour parody, now rebooted in the hospital room. But this wasn't just a repeat, it was a deeper, meaner, more precise strike. The animated versions of Meghan and Harry became caricatures of the real-life contradictions the world sees. Public figures asking for space while building multi-million-dollar content empires. And South Park's message was crystal clear. If you're constantly filming your life, don't ask for privacy. You've already sold it.
They say they hate journalists. Harry hates journalists. But to pay PR who say what you want and who, shape social perception in your favor while also disparaging and lying about others, thereby reaching their privacy, I think the whole, worldwide privacy tour is hysterical.
What was meant to be a warm, personal moment spiraled into a PR nightmare. Meghan Markle's pregnancy video was filled with dancing, scripted lines, and carefully posed shots. But instead of receiving praise, it backfired spectacularly. Online viewers cringed, industry insiders recoiled, and Hollywood producers quietly distanced themselves. Even major players like A24 and executives linked to Paramount started pulling back. The video wasn't just poorly received, it was viewed as the final straw for many. In the eyes of critics, it confirmed what they suspected all along: that Meghan's public persona is more performance than authenticity. The backlash wasn't just loud, it was strategic, and South Park saw the opportunity. They understood that this wasn't just a fluke, it was a cultural moment exposing how celebrity branding has replaced sincerity. Meghan's content misstep gave Trey and Matt everything they needed to craft their next takedown.
They're putting themselves on the world stage using expensive PR while demanding privacy, while writing books, while being on Oprah that had 50 million viewers. People who want privacy don't do that. You live your life quietly in privacy. So it's such hypocrisy. I think they did a brilliant job.
One of the show's sharpest punches came in the form of blatant hypocrisy. South Park portrayed Meghan and Harry posting constant updates, photos, and branded content, while shouting to the world they want privacy. In one moment, Meghan's character shouts about her love for privacy just seconds before uploading a $250,000 sponsored Instagram post. The contradiction is painfully hilarious. Viewers immediately recognized how the couple's public image has often clashed with their actions. From Netflix docuseries to Oprah interviews and memoirs, the Sussexes have shared everything while claiming they just want peace. South Park exaggerated this tension to absurd levels, but the root critique hit home. You can't demand privacy when you're monetizing your life like a reality show. And that hypocrisy, shown through humor, became more effective than any think piece or news segment. South Park didn't just roast them. They revealed the contradiction we've all been watching unfold.
It is uncomfortable. I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I
It's
think
way too big. It's way too big.
and sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, it looks the wrong shape.
Where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is too low.
The episode introduces one of South Park's most vicious satire tools yet, Cartman Kennedy. A fusion of Eric Cartman and Lucasfilm exec Kathleen Kennedy, this character is the manic director behind Meghan's fake pregnancy video. Decked in a power suit and barking orders like, more twerking, more feminist energy. Cartman Kennedy isn't just a person. She's a symbol of Hollywood's obsession with optics over substance. Every line she delivers is loaded with buzzwords like iconic, curated, and empowerment, mocking how corporate feminism has become a product. South Park uses her to expose how empowerment is often reduced to a marketing gimmick. It's not about real emotion. It's about what looks good on camera. Meghan's bump is a prop. Her tears are staged. The director behind the chaos is Cartman Kennedy, and she's not parodying one woman. She's tearing down an entire system built on illusion.
If you think about it, Meghan got everything she wanted. She got the husband, she got the children, she got the HRA, she got everything that allowed her to rise up and to have that global recognition that we know how badly she wanted that.
In the hands of South Park, Meghan's pregnancy video morphs into a staged disaster, complete with lighting crews, boom mics, and scripted vulnerability. The entire hospital room becomes a set. Cartman Kennedy choreographs every movement, shouting for more emotional angles and better lighting to emphasize raw maternal power. But behind every shot lies absurdity. The bump looks fake. The tears are mistimed. The hug needs to be reshot because it felt too real. It's a masterclass in mocking how Hollywood has turned genuine moments into marketing campaigns. Meghan's empowerment narrative isn't portrayed as false, but as heavily edited. And by turning the pregnancy into a faux Oscar bait film, South Park reveals a darker truth. Real empowerment doesn't need retakes. But in Meghan's world, it's not about feeling, it's about framing. And that's exactly what the show dismantles with biting clarity.
It makes them newsworthy. So you either then ignore what people are talking about and debating and having all the silly stuff about the fake pump and so on, or you embrace it and we do a debate and it's always the same stuff, right? You two are never going to give an inch. I'm never going to give an inch the other way. We're losing time from our lives. We're never going to get back.
If Meghan is portrayed as the face of branding, Harry is the smoothie-sipping sidekick. In South Park's sketch, he wanders the set with a clipboard, offering meaningless buzzwords like organic and authentic. He's not leading, he's trailing behind, trying to look relevant. South Park turns him into the classic out-of-touch Hollywood producer who thinks he's directing when he's really just in the way. Every time he tries to contribute, it's cringe. He asks if the lighting screams empowered motherhood, oblivious to the absurdity around him. The smoothie becomes a visual gag. He's always sipping, never helping. It's symbolic of how many see Harry today, lost, confused, and overshadowed by Meghan's narrative. He's no longer the royal rebel. He's the guy holding the ring light while someone else calls the shots. And South Park captured that perfectly, one awkward sip at a time.
You can't sue a cartoon. It's satire. It is what it is. South Park has done episodes on the royal family, on the royal wedding of Kate and William, for instance. So it's not something that they would be able to sue about. And I genuinely just don't believe it, really.
While South Park was animating parody chaos, Meghan's real-world response was dead serious. According to reports, her team sprang into action the moment they learned of the sketch. Legal reps reached out. Cease and desist letters flew in. The skit, they claimed, was a cruel attack on a woman during a vulnerable time, but their attempt to shut it down only made it worse. South Park, famously unbothered by legal threats, went full throttle. Instead of editing it out, they made the Meghan sketch the centerpiece of the episode. Meghan's legal team tried to paint the parody as harmful and defamatory. But in the US, satire is protected speech. South Park wasn't breaking rules, they were exercising creative freedom. Ironically, the more Meghan pushed back, the more attention the episode gained. Her legal threats didn't bury the story, they boosted it.
These two are not sincere people. They say that they want their privacy while going on every television show, writing books, doing 6 hours of Netflix. They're not very likable, and people are tired of them.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone are no strangers to controversy. Over their decades-long run, they've mocked religion, politics, celebrities, and corporations. So when Meghan's team tried to silence them, they didn't flinch. They went harder. Animators pulled over time. The sketch was elevated from a small bit to the main storyline. Paramount quietly approved the shift, knowing the legal pushback only made it more marketable. Behind the scenes, executives reportedly laughed, calling Meghan's reaction better than marketing. Legal experts reviewed the script, found it firmly within fair use, and gave it the green light. South Park wasn't mocking for fun, they were delivering a calculated blow to a carefully controlled public image. And because they're untouchable in satire law, they knew exactly how far they could go. Meghan tried to stop the sketch. South Park turned it into a headline.
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, watch this. Amazing, right?
Can we rally him up here and finally have our own privacy? My love, I will do anything for your privacy.
The episode's climax arrives in the form of a faux movie trailer, Respect Our Pregnancy. It's a glorious mess. Emotional montages, exaggerated camera angles, blooper reels, and hashtags like empowerment filtered and royal realness. Cartman Kennedy yells dramatic lines about raw maternal power while the hospital set collapses into chaos. Harry, as always, offers useless notes. Meghan poses like an Oscar nominee cradling a prop bump. The trailer parodies how celebrity branding turns private milestones into clickbait content. And it's not just mocking Meghan, it's exposing the formula. Trauma plus vulnerability plus media equals monetized sympathy. The trailer's absurdity mirrors real life, forcing viewers to ask, when did empowerment become performance? And more importantly, who's buying the show?
Prince Harry allowing a video like that so private to be put into the public domain to try and make some sort of point is equally awful.
This wasn't just another episode, it was a cultural reset. South Park didn't just clown Meghan, they cracked her branding code. The sketch revealed the machinery behind curated vulnerability, exposing how personal stories are packaged and sold. For viewers, it wasn't about cruelty, it was about truth, masked in humor. Some fans laughed, others cringed, but many started questioning what they had previously accepted at face value. Meghan's image took a hit, not fatal, but visible. And South Park emerged as more than just a cartoon. They became whistleblowers in a celebrity culture obsessed with control. For the first time, Meghan's PR playbook felt transparent. Her brand exposed under stage lights, hashtags, and twerking scenes. So what's next for Meghan Markle? Another docuseries? A TED Talk? Maybe a heartfelt op-ed? No matter how she spins it, the South Park episode has left its mark. And not just on her, but on every celebrity watching from the sidelines, wondering, are we next? Because when satire cuts this deep, it doesn't just mock, it changes the game. It shows that no matter how carefully you script your life, no matter how many layers of branding and PR you build, if the foundation is hollow, someone will call it out. And in this case, it was 4 cartoon kids from Colorado. Meghan isn't canceled, but she's no longer untouchable. South Park reminded us of one powerful truth. In a world obsessed with image, the sharpest weapon isn't exposure, it's laughter. And sometimes all it takes is a smoothie and a fake baby bump to bring the whole charade crashing down.